Excuse me. Mhm. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy, DNP Speaks. There we go. This is DNP Speaks with Speak Out Loud radio show on Fire 716 Radio. That's right. I am back again. I'm in the studio. It's going to be a wonderful conversation. If you don't know who I am, I'm a motivational speaker. I am a board certified Christian counselor, a life coach, but I'm your boy. I'm here to give you some fire. I'm here to give you something to push you today. Um, as I always say when I do on my podcast and when I'm talking to people, it's about loving yourself. It's about appreciating who you are. It's about being the best version that you can be for yourself. So with that introduction, let's get into today's topic. The topic is do the work, get the results. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Do the work, get the results. Listen, if I could be honest, some of us, we want the results, right? Everybody wants to shine. Everybody wants to be that person, right? And what I mean by that person, the one that is influential and has the finances, has the money, has the cars, has the homes, has the investments, right? There's nothing wrong with those things, right? Those are the results. But you got to put in that hard labor. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You got to put that time in. You have to put that effort in. A lot of us want the results without doing the work. We have to put work into our lives. We got to put work into our jobs. We got to put work into our relationships. We got to put work into being a parent. We have to put work into our spiritual walk, not our religious walk, our spiritual walk, because we're all spirit beings. We have to put the work in so that we can see the results. Like, for instance, I'm gonna make y'all laugh a little bit. And it's not funny, but it's kind of funny to me. Like, I want to lose like 80 pounds. But you know, the problem is when I go to 7-Eleven, shout out to 7-Eleven, I get these brownies that got the walnuts in them and the packages. I can't get away from those things. But I said I want to lose 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, right? My eating is better, but it's my snacking. See, if I'm not putting in the work, right? If I'm not exercising like I'm supposed to, then I'm not going to lose the weight. The weight is either going to be steady or I'm going to gain some more weight. And I'm talking to myself. But I think you get the concept. If you don't put the work in, you're not going to get the results that you want. You're going to get some results. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over, right? But you got to put some work in. And why did I decide to do this? Because it's sexy. If we can really talk today, it's sexy to say that you're an entrepreneur, right? It's good to tell people, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a solopreneur. It's sexy, right? It's the thing. It's like a thing that you say. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. I'm on the grind. That's nothing wrong with that. But when the grind needs all of you, let's keep it real today. When the grind really needs all of you got to put that work in. You got to put that time and that effort in. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying? You got to put that time and you got to put your time all in it. As my friend said, if you want that bag, the bag is there, but the bag, you won't get that bag without the grind. There are times you got to grind by yourself. Sometimes you got to grind as just as hard as somebody else, but sometimes you got to do it by yourself. When you are on a mission, when you are purpose in what you're doing, sometimes you might have to do it by yourself. I know it's scary. Can I say this, Frank? Sometimes you got to do it even when your spouse don't understand. I'm serious, and that's just not a. This is not a pushback to my wife. I love you, mwah. But we have had many conversations in the infancy of our marriage that she had to understand where I was trying to go and what I wanted to do. She's very supportive. I can't even tell y'all how supportive my wife has been. But in the infancy of our marriage, because we're in year 6, going on year 7, thank the Lord, we had to have those serious talks because I wanted some results, but I had to put some work in. Now, if I could be honest, my wife is like, hey, you sitting around too much. I know you need your rest, but you need to get your butt up because you got goals to meet. And I tell you, I am with the right person because not only have we worked on that and her buying into my thoughts and my dreams and my aspirations, I bought into hers. The ones that she wants, because she's not done. Why am I saying this all to you? Because it's not just the grind of just trying to accomplish one thing in business or your job or what that you have. It's also in your health. You got to do the work. Like I said, I want to lose this weight, but I keep snacking. I got to stop snacking or start snacking on different things. I have to take my life more seriously. Some of you got to take your relationships more seriously. Some of you got to take your emotional thoughts and things that you are dealing with and do the work. Like, for instance, going to counseling, getting the help that you need, right? That's putting in work because you're going to get the results. If you're consistently meeting with someone that's going to help you be better than you used to be, the results are going to follow, right? That's just a whole equation. Anything that you put work and time into, you're going to get the results. Work ethic is what you need in all areas of your life. There are no days off. Let me say this to you. Whatever you are pursuing and you're putting yourself in that mode to achieve it, there are no days off. I know that sounds crazy. There are no days off. Like right now, I'm tired. But I'm here because I believe in myself enough to not just grind and hustle, but to make it work because I want to see results. And I want to say to you all that's listening on my social media platforms and the radio show today, you can do it. You just got to be more consistent in your pursuit to the results, because the results are not just going to come in your lap. They're not just going to come into your bank account. You got to make it happen. You think somebody put all this together for me? No. All I had was an idea to be a life coach, to be a counselor. I put the money and I invested in myself. See, this is a part of the work. You got to invest in yourself. Even when nobody else is invested in you, you got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in what you want to do. At the end of the day, you got to invest in yourself. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And listen, if you are enjoying what I'm talking about today, if you're enjoying and you want to be a part of this conversation and you're saying, I need to do the work, I have a comment or I need some help, I want you to call me right now. I want you to call 716-371-2780, extension 1. I think I got that wrong, didn't I? 371-1903. I'm looking at Big Frank. He's like, that's not it, y'all. That's not it. But it is 716-371-1903. Right? So I want you to call in. Don't be afraid. Call in. Call me up. Call me up. Listen, let's keep going into this. So we improve ourselves when we recognize that our work ethic and our sweat equity doesn't match up with our goals. Right? Now, what does sweat equity mean? It's interest and it's increased value in a property. You have to put some sweat equity in your life. You got to put some time and effort into your life. If you want things to change, there's certain things that you got to do. If you want your life to change, there are certain things that you got to do. Nobody else can do them but you. You got to value yourself that much. Hear me clear. You got to value who you are that much that you let nothing stop you from making it work, whatever that it is. You got to make that thing work. Do the work, the results will come. If you don't do the work, the results will not come. Simple as that. Sweat equity, like again, it's interest, increased value in a property. It is very important. And that's something that, that's something that some people just need to be taught. That's not something that just comes along. I had to learn what it took to pay bills, because when I was younger, I lived at home. I didn't have to pay certain bills. So now I have a mortgage. I'm a landlord. I have to pay bills. I'm a business owner. So there's certain things I have to do, right? The blood, sweat, and tears, the focusness, the reading of the books. Now, I'm going to be honest. I used to read a lot and I kind of got away from it. I did more drumming and entertainment and all these other things and things like that. But I said, for me to go to another level, I have to have another level in me. I have to make room for that new level. I have to make room for that new plateau. I have to make some more room for me, right? And for what I want to do so that I can be the person that I need to be, right? Doing the work won't look pretty. I'll say it again. Doing this work, it won't look pretty. It's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be sexy looking. There's going to be some days you're going to be frustrated while you're making this thing work. There's going to be some days that you just feel like, I don't want to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this, because it's not working, because you might not see the results right then and there. But you got to believe in yourself enough. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed, I want to ask you a question. What are you saying to yourself? Really, what are you saying to yourself? Are you pulling yourself down? Are you speaking negativity into your atmosphere? Are you saying affirmations, or are you always pulling yourself down? Are you telling yourself that you can't all the time? Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you're using your tongue in a negative way, that's what you're going to receive. But if you're using your words to speak life into you, not just somebody else, but into you, then the results will follow. Y'all hear what I'm saying? When it comes to your dreams and your goals, no one should outwork you. I'm sorry, I'm a church boy, so I get a little happy on the radio show because nobody can outwork my vision but me. Nobody else. Nobody should be working harder than you. Why am I so passionate about this? Because I'm working right now. I'm making my vision happen. See, it's great to have dreams. There's nothing wrong with having dreams. But if you're continuously dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and you put no legs to your dream, you put no legs to your vision, then what do you have? You just have a dream. I have a dream. But what are you doing with that dream? You got a vision, but what are you doing with that vision? Nobody should be outworking you. That's why I love Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. He's one of my favorite. Nobody's going to outwork him. Nobody. Because he remembers where he used to be. And he does, and he works, and he processes, and he focuses enough every day so that he will never ever have to go back where he is. You might say, well, he's a millionaire. He's the number one motivational speaker in the world. That's great. But he has to continue to propel forward because now he has a responsibility. He has a responsibility to his wife, Miss Dee. He has a responsibility to his mother, his children, his staff, his church. Do y'all know he's a pastor too? He has a responsibility to the world. What am I saying? You got a responsibility, not to just yourself, but to someone else. And nobody should be working harder than you. You should be more dedicated and focused more than anybody else when it comes to your particular purpose. I want that to sink in for a moment, because that is where the cream of the crop is, as my father used to say, God bless the dead. That's where it's at when it comes to life. How serious are you? Not how just motivated. Anybody can be motivated for a moment, but how consistent are you going to be? How focused are you going to be to make sure that the work gets done when everybody else is sleeping, when everybody is hanging out and doing what they want to do, making that sacrifice to say, you know what, tonight or the next 2-3 weeks, I love y'all, but I can't hang out with y'all this weekend because I got work to do. I'll get to you guys later, but I got something to do. And I can't have no distractions. And if you can't feel what I'm feeling, I'm sorry. I love you, bro. I love you, sis, but I got something to do. I got something to accomplish because I know where I used to be at. I know that I used to be depressed. I know what I used to say to myself. I know what people used to say to me behind my back a long time ago, or even some things that they're saying right now. Why am I so passionate? Because I used to be there. I used to be there, y'all. I used to be depressed. I used to be, can I say it, Frank? I used to be suicidal. I was low. I wanted the results, but I didn't want to do the work. And I would point the finger. Some of you always pointing the finger at everybody else, but remember, there's a fingers pointing back at you. What work are you doing? What work are you doing? I know you're saying, man, what's going on with you today? I'm just fired up. I'm not angry with nobody. Nobody has done nothing bad to me. I'm just trying to give you something to motivate you, and not just motivate you, but to push you. That's why the radio show is called Speak Out Loud. Because I want you to know, if you do the work, you're going to get the results. I'm going to say it again. Do the work. You're going to get the results. Do the work. You're going to get the results. You can only achieve what you put in. You're only going to achieve what you put in. So my question to you is, what are you putting in? What limitations are you putting on yourself? I want to give you 3 things, and then I'm almost done. Again, I need you to know that this is a place in your life that is very critical. This is a place in your life that you got to start taking your life more seriously and stop playing with your purpose. Stop playing with your future. If I have learned nothing from my sister's early demise, oh God, okay. You can't play with life. You got to live. You heard the notion you gotta live your life to the fullest. But in that life, I want to live empty. I want everything that God has placed in my soul, in my spirit, in my mind, in my heart. I have to help thousands of families, thousands and millions, if it's possible, and it's possible, of individuals, young men that are incarcerated, 17, 18, 19, 20, that have no direction in life, don't feel like they have no purpose in life. They don't even know why they're still here. I want to be that person, along with that future team that I'm going to be putting together, to let them know you can do this, but there are certain things you got to sacrifice. There are certain ways that you got to sacrifice. There are marriages that I'm supposed to be helping. I don't have all the answers, but what God has given me, I'm going to use it to my best of my ability, because I'm putting in the work, and I want to help somebody else put the work in so that they can get the results that they're looking for, that they need, they desperately need. Somebody right now is on the edge of a great idea, but they're afraid. They're scared. They're nervous. Nobody has really encouraged them. Well, my brother, my sister, you're going to find some encouragement in the next few minutes if you haven't already. I want to give you these 3 things, and I'm going to get out your way, and I enjoyed being with you guys. I need you guys to do me a favor. I want you to download the Fire 716 app. It's for in the App Store and Android. Listen, you do not want to miss Big Frank in the Morning. You don't want to miss all these wonderful tunes and songs that we have on this radio show. You don't want to miss what's coming next, because I'm telling you, it's going to be fire. And if you don't catch it, you're going to miss the fire. I'm just going to tell you that. So let me give you these 3 things. Let me get out your way. One of the biggest things when it comes to doing the work to get the results, you got to create it. It's not going to, like I said before, it's not going to just come in your lap. Success, it's not just going to come into your lap. You got to create it. What you want to see, you got to create what you want to see in your life, and you got to imagine what it's going to look like. It's like a blueprint for your future. You got to create it. Nobody else can create it but you, because it's your purpose. Somebody can help you find what that purpose is, but you got to create it. Everybody's not a creative, right? Wrong. I feel like everybody has some notion, some level of creation or creativity. If it's working at a job and trying and wanting to be a supervisor or a principal, everybody can't be an entrepreneur, right? Because everybody's not called to the same area. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be secure in yourself to know what you have. So create what you want to see in your life, in your business, in your marriage, whatever it is, in your relationships. And imagine what it could look like. Got to imagine. Next thing is believe. If you learn nothing else for this evening, this afternoon on Speak Out Loud, I want you to believe in yourself. Believe that it can happen. Believe in yourself to make your goals livable and tangible. I thought about being on radio 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And I didn't even think it was something of a possibility until I talked to Big Frank. My whole life changed because something I said 10 years ago that was a thought has become tangible now because I'm sitting right here at the table. I'm sitting and on radio because I believed in myself enough to know that I could do this. So make your goals livable. Put legs to it. Put action behind it to what you want to believe and go after it. And the last thing, so we talk about creating, believing. And I want to leave you with this. Be inspired. Be inspired because what your purpose is, whatever that purpose is, it's just not for you. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's not just for you. It's for that young man that you just met that just needs some guidance. It's for that young lady that didn't get the love and admiration and covering and enjoyment about who she is at home. And she met you, my sister, and you're there to help her be inspired and to believe in herself so that she can create a life for herself. It got to be a desire inside of you to do something so extraordinary that it scares you. Because you're saying, how could God give me something so great? That's how he is. He'll give you something great, but you got to unlock that thing. So not only can you create something that you've never had before and live in it, but you got to believe it and make your goals livable. But you also got to be inspired to make someone get into or lead them to their own purpose, right? And do something that they can do. Your results might be slow. Your results might not be there yet, but they are coming. The work can only be, and it can only happen, the results can only happen if you don't quit. So as I leave you with this, my tribe, my family, my new family, I want you to know if you just do the work, I promise you, the results, they will follow. Peace, y'all. Love y'all.
I told my wife, every time I want to quit, your favorite word is like, don't quit.
Yes.